Guys, this week we're in Fernie.
Deb here. We're at the Fernie Gravel Grind. This event is epic. I think Alessa and I are honestly super excited for how incredible this event has been put together. The expo yesterday was awesome. We got to talk to so many people about the impact bar, and now we're out here in the Fernie Valley. Don't actually know what it's called. Maybe it's called the Columbia Valley. Maybe it's an element of the Columbia Valley, but the Fernie Valley, just at the start of the race and the finish. And Alessa and I are about to dress up, which is why I'm wearing these incredibly speedy glasses. And we're giving out a ton of impact bars. We're getting people super stoked to be out here and just, you know, having a ton of fun. Huh? Hey, I'm Devin.
And I'm Alessa. We're the co-founders of Algi, a Canadian purpose-driven food company creating food products centered around algae. Our first product is the Impact Bar. It's an unprocessed plant-based endurance bar made with clean and simple ingredients, and it's got enough energy to sustain you for whatever adventure awaits.
This summer, we're going on a 7-month road trip all across Western Canada to showcase, promote, and sell the Impact Bar. Follow our journey by subscribing to our YouTube, and check us out on social media to hear the latest news and updates about what the team is doing as we progress throughout the summer. We left Rossland. Rossland was the last place we were in, prior to going to Cranbrook and then Fernie, and spent a couple days in Cranbrook, which you saw in the last week's vlog, and visited a bunch of stores, got the product on shelves at Nutter's in Canmore, which was awesome to see, did some sampling sessions, and then booked it about 50 minutes down the highway to Fernie, British Columbia, where we had our last and probably most exciting event of this past 3 weeks. And the Fernie Gravel Grind is an event, it's a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The race is on Saturday. There's a hangover ride for those doing the full weekend package on Sunday. And it's just an awesome experience for people that are, you know, new to racing or want to get a little bit more hardcore into racing. It's not a super serious event, like not as serious as the 2 previous events that we were in, both Blue Moose in Golden and the Okanagan Graveler in Big White / the Okanagan. So it was a little bit more of a chill atmosphere, which meant there was a lot more partying, which is why Alessa and I are still recovering. But Fernie was an awesome event. It was finally sunny. Alessa and I had a stoke station. So during the entire event on Saturday, there are a bunch of different stoke stations, and these are essentially just aid stations where people can grab food. The Impact Bar was obviously available at all of these aid stations, but then Carter, who is the organizer of the Gravel Grind.
For those of you who are just joining us this year, we thank you, and for everyone who made it out last year, we really appreciate it. Yeah, this is it, and we're stoked to be here.
There, he asked us to pick a theme for the last station, and he said you guys can take the finish station. So this is for when people finish the ride, they're looking for a snack, just to kind of power themselves for the last 5 kilometers from the finish line to the event location. And Alessa and I chose space theme because spirulina and other forms of algae are great alternatives for astronauts to get a ton of nutrition while in space. So we figured it was, a good thing to see. And we got ourselves some blow-up space costumes, which you will think are hilarious and probably a little bit weird. And we dressed up and we gave people bars. We got people super stoked about finishing. Yeah, it was a ton of fun.
So much fun.
A ton of fun.
Everyone loved the costumes. I was kind of standing right at the finish line and just cheering people on as they rode and finished the race. And lots of comments on their costume. They were very warm. It was a very hot,
yeah, it was like 25 to 30
day, like direct
degrees.
sunlight. We didn't have a tent or anything to stand under. And the costumes were like giant greenhouses, so we got a little hot in them.
Yeah, quite warm.
But they were a hit for sure. tons of comments about how epic and awesome the costumes were. So
tell me how the race is going.
can you hear me?
Okay, tell me now.
The race is going great. We're just getting all the people who did the short loop are done. We're waiting for everyone who's doing the long loop. The first few people are in, having a lot of fun, hyping people up in our sick costumes. And it's really hot though. It's kind of like a greenhouse. So yeah, let's go party and stoke people up.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Gravel grind. We're doing an aid station. We're doing the aid station at the finish line, and our theme is space, so naturally we had to get the most epic costumes we could find. So here we are, cheering people on, hyping them up. Yeah, I just wanted to point out for all the girls out there how we don't have pockets in anything, and somehow my alien costume has a pocket. How ridiculous is this?
It's because it's a male alien
It's because it's a male costume.
Mm.
The patriarchy.
Hello, Alessa and I are extremely hungover.
Yes.
After yesterday's party at the finish line,
Yep.
we went out with everyone and it was an absolute riot. Ton of fun.
Tons of sparkles.
Yeah, Alessa spent like the whole night putting glitter on people's faces, which is incredible, and a good way of creating some memories. So now they will know us as not only the algae people, but also the glitter people.
Yep.
And yeah, then today, just as a hangover cure, we went for a ride, a scheduled ride with the whole Fernie Gravel Grind crew. There were like a bunch of the other riders. There were probably 60, 70 people that were riding today. So that was a ton of fun. And Alessa
Fell off her bike yet again.
Yep.
We're not surprised by this at all. Well, I naively thought that I've had a bike for a month now, a gravel bike for a month now. I can totally keep up with all of these people who have been doing it for years, and I decided to partake in the Fernie Gravel Grind hangover ride on Sunday. Had a little bit of a party Saturday night, went for a ride on Sunday. Was feeling pretty good. I wasn't feeling too hungover or anything, which is great. And first 20 minutes in a 2-hour ride, we're coming down. It's a single track mountain biking trail through the forest. Lost control and kind of rocket launched myself off of the trail down a little bit of a cliff into a beaver dam, and landed on the beaver dam because of course, and I got pretty beat up. So I've got this nice bruise here. I've got a bunch of smaller bruises that have just been appearing all over my legs today. This, where you can't see, but this one here is actually a huge bump. A bunch of scratches and whatnot here. There's this bruise, which is beautiful. And then, best of all, we've got this bruise. Can you see that? Can you see that? Also a nice colorful addition. So, I was told that scars are free tattoos. These are my free temporary tattoos. Are we?
But that's okay. It happens. And then now you're going to go sleep in a hammock.
Yeah.
Nap time for Alessa in a beautiful Nike hammock, which we have not been able to use because it's been absolutely pouring lately. But now we finally have blue skies. Look at them. They're blue everywhere. And I'm going to go bike around to all the bike shops in town because that seems like our best bet for sales tactics in Fernie. And I'm going to show up and be like, hey, we just were at this bike race and a ton of people really liked the bar and they said we should come talk to you and get the product on your store shelves and see what they say.
Fingers crossed Devin's sales skills are working today.
Yeah. Alyssa keeps teaching me sales skills and I keep forgetting them. So,
Cheers.
Alyssa, great sales person. Me, great person, but not at sales. Okay, over and out. Yeah, I think overall, the weekend was a great success. However, we did kind of leave on a poor note, which is not great, but this is just the perfect example of why entrepreneurship is so challenging, especially in the food space. So food is quite polarizing. People either like things or they don't like things. Sometimes people like them enough to buy them once, but not again. Sometimes people like things, but not enough to buy them. So there's a lot of polarization in consumer preferences in the food industry. And we definitely saw that this past weekend because we had tons and tons of people try the bars after the finish and just tell us how excited they were about the product, how incredible it was, how good it made them feel, how happy they were with the ingredients and the nutrition, how they liked that it tasted different from other bars, how they liked that we were using spirulina algae. And a lot of these people were locals and they recommended a lot of stores. So we went out on Saturday afternoon.
Sunday.
And Sunday, yes, on Sunday. Yep.
Day after the race.
Day after the race on Sunday. And we dropped off a bunch of samples at all these locations, dropped names because that's always important, and had one store agree to take 2 boxes. They were like, yeah, sure, we'll take 2 boxes, we'll test them out. And they emailed us on Monday morning to say that they would not be taking them anymore because they couldn't get past the flavor, which is completely fair. Not everyone likes the bar, not everyone likes any type of food product, but it is a little disappointing because we had so much amazing feedback from the race. People quite honestly coming up to us and saying, you need to get this in stores in town and then you need to let me know where it is in town and I will go buy it. And then for a store to just be like, nah, we don't like it. But all these other people, there's, all this validation, but there's a bit of a disconnect. So we did leave.
It's just a little frustrating when you have this validation and you have people saying I will go buy this right now. Where can I buy this? In store. And then you tell a store that and they know some of the people that said good things about your product and you had those people talk to that store. And then the store goes, okay, sure. And then goes, actually, never mind. It's a little bit frustrating. Also kind of a missed opportunity for stores when that happens just because, you do have that consumer base who's willing to pay for it.
Exactly. And I mean, this wasn't the case in this specific store, but what we often find is that those who are not as nutritionally inclined, those of the male variety, tend to be less into the bar than others. And it's tough when that happens because a lot of people we interact with, a lot of the, purchasers in stores or a lot of the managers in stores are those types of people, and trying to educate them, but also convince them that people will buy the bar, people do like the bar, but they don't necessarily need to like the bar, is a big challenge.
Yeah.
So, other than that though, the weekend was phenomenal.
Super fun weekend.
And we were both quite hungover on Sunday, and then again on Monday. And we are very excited to go back next year.
Maybe. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, maybe next year, Alyssa. Well, we made a promise. I will ride the short loop so I can go back and man the booth, and Alyssa can ride the long loop next year.
If she can ride a bike next year.
Well, you got a year to prepare. You'll be good. And now we're home, and we're preparing for the next big push, which is going to be different because we're not living in a tent. So we're going to need to kind of change our schedule quite a bit and adapt our schedule.
Not even adapt our schedule, just because we're at home, Devin's home, not my home, but because we're at Devin's home, and we're not moving every few days or every day. It's just going to be a matter of making sure we're still on it, we're still getting everything we need done, and not just kind of going, oh well, we're at home, it's fine, we can slack, because we've been known to do that a little bit in the past. So treating it even though we're at our home base, still treating it we have limited time in this spot, so we need to be getting things done.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be a challenge, but we'll figure it out. But over the next 5 days, So Canada Day is coming up, the 1st of July, and we will be doing a bunch of sampling events because there's going to be a lot of people in town. Obviously, the weather it's all over the place. We looked again, and the weather is just supposed to be pouring for the next 5 days. So that might affect what we do to a certain extent. But our plan for the next 5 days is to tap into the local market. We haven't done enough sampling and promotional activities in the local area. So getting out as much as possible. It's very similar to what we did in Cranbrook, setting a flag up at a trail network, giving out a bunch of free samples, telling people where they can buy it, talking about the product. And then if we have time, we will have time going for bikes and hikes ourselves because we need to spend that time outside as well.
Yeah, mental health is important.
I've been a user of Panasonic cameras for the last 5 years. I had an old Nikon DSLR that I actually just kind of took from my parents because they weren't really using anymore. And immediately went out and bought a GH5, which is what I'm filming on right now. And actually at this point, 100% of what we've done to date has been filmed on the GH5. And I've had it since 2017. It has been everywhere with me through my travels while on exchange, in university, while I was working in Costa Rica over the summer prior to starting Algi. It's helped so much in just the base of this brand. And in fact, full honesty, like this company, Algi, would not be where it is today without Panasonic. So a couple of months ago, we reached out to Panasonic and we told them about our story. We told them that, we've been trying to create this brand. We're doing very unique things. We're doing this massive summer push that will see us traveling all across Western Canada, creating a ton of content, meeting a ton of people, and we would love to bring Panasonic along for the ride. And at the time, I had thought about purchasing a new Panasonic camera, the updated GH6, the update to the GH5. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get on board. So they sent us to start things out, as the GH6 is still on order. They sent us a couple lenses. So I have an 8 to 18, and then I have a 15 millimeter 1.7 on the camera right now. And yeah, we're super excited to take a ton of content and use these lenses to their full capabilities. They will be used pretty much daily as we go through our vlogging and create higher level content. And I guess just last thing, despite the fact that we had a not so great experience in Fernie leaving with a store, which, we can't blame them. Like, we're creating a product that they didn't like. That's not anyone's fault. Just, it is what it is. It sucks. But this month has been the best month for us from a sales standpoint and from a brand growth standpoint. Our TikTok is really improving. We're getting consistent views on our YouTube channel. Not a ton of views, but consistent, which is nice to see. Our Instagram is growing. Our website views are growing. We're getting more sales. We're getting more stores. So it's really nice to see things coming together. We're still nowhere near where we really want to be, but we're overall happy. We're really grateful for people like you, viewers, people that are supporting us through either sharing content or purchasing our products right now. Because without you, we couldn't do what we do. And without you, we could not ever dream of achieving our vision of creating great tasting, nutrient-dense, and sustainable food products centered around algae. Because we need more of these types of things, and we can't fight climate change or food insecurity or food just inequity and the lack of substance and health in food without you, without all of you sharing the word and helping us get in front of the right people and change the way we eat. Yeah, it sounds really cliche to say that, but it's true. So, thank you. What the heck kind of stuff is going on here?
All sorts of stuff. I love it so much.
The video. It's so
What
good.
video?
This one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Was that you or was that Carter?
me.
Oh.
There's no way that's Carter.
Pretend you didn't see that.
Okay.
I thought. Well, he sent it to me. No context.
I did the same thing. So where I sent.